Hello and welcome to Prepspot. In this video we are going to know about the most contentious and long-standing issues in South Asia, the prospects of a free Balochistan, and examine its various dimensions, from historical grievances and economic marginalization to recent violent events that have reignited debates about Baloch independence. This topic is highly significant for competitive exam aspirants in 2025, as it combines historical context, political analysis, and geopolitical strategy, offering a multidimensional case study of a conflict that has persisted for decades. To begin with, let's look at the background and context. Balochistan, the largest province in Pakistan by area, covers approximately 44% of the country's land but is home to only about 5% of its population, roughly 12 million people. This region is rich in natural resources such as natural gas, coal, copper, and gold, yet it remains one of the most underdeveloped areas in Pakistan, plagued by high poverty rates and low literacy levels. The Baloch people, who form around 50 to 60% of the province's population, with Pashtuns and other ethnic groups making up the rest, have long felt politically and economically marginalized by the central government. Historical grievances in the region date back to the partition of India in 1947, when the Khante of Kalat, a princely state that once sought independence, was annexed by Pakistan in 1948. This event set the stage for a series of insurrections over the following decades, each driven by demands for self-determination, equitable control over natural resources, and resistance against what is perceived as systemic economic and political oppression. Historically, the independence movement in Balochistan has gone through several phases. The first conflict in 1948 was led by Prince Abdul Karim, who mounted a revolt against the annexation, although it was ultimately suppressed by Pakistani military forces. In 1958 to 59, Nawab Nauroz Khan emerged as a key figure, opposing policies like the One Unit scheme, which aimed to merge provinces and dilute regional identities. His eventual arrest and the tragic execution of his family deepened local resentment. The 1960s saw another phase, with figures like Sher Muhammad Mari engaging in guerrilla warfare over control of gas revenues, a struggle that eventually led to a ceasefire with the abolition of the one-unit policy in 1970. The 1973-77 conflict, marked by the insurgency led by the Balochistan People's Liberation Front under Khair Bakhsh Mari, resulted in heavy casualties on both sides and further entrenched the desire for autonomy. Since 2004, the region has witnessed what is often referred to as the fifth conflict, characterized by low-level insurgency involving groups such as the Balochistan Liberation Army, BLA, the Balochistan Republican Army, BRA, and the Baloch Students Organization, BSO. A recent incident that has once again brought the issue into the global spotlight is the train hijack on 11th March 2025. At approximately 1 p.m. local time, the Jafar Express, a passenger train journeying from Quetta to Peshawar, was hijacked near Sibi city in the strategically significant Bolan Pass, about 160 kilometers from Quetta. The train, carrying over 400 passengers, including women, children, and security personnel, became the target of militants from the BLA. The BLA claimed responsibility, stating that they had killed 6 military personnel and taken hostages, though reports on the number of hostages varied, with the group claiming 182 and Pakistani authorities assuring that about 350 passengers were safe. By 12th March, security forces had rescued 346 passengers, while 21 hostages and 4 troops lost their lives, and all 33 militants involved were neutralized. The hijack occurred in a mountainous area with 17 tunnels, underscoring the BLA's tactical capabilities and highlighting the persistent nature of the insurgency in Balochistan. It is crucial to understand that the desire for an independent Balochistan is fueled by a combination of historical, economic, and social factors. Economically, despite its vast natural wealth, Balochistan's contribution to Pakistan's GDP has declined from 4.9% to 3.7% since the mid-1970s, and the region continues to suffer from poor infrastructure, high poverty, and low human development indicators. The revenue generated from natural resources is often seen as disproportionately benefiting the central government and external investors rather than the local population. For instance, disputes over gas revenues, where the province receives a nominal rate of 32 rupees and 71 paise per unit, have long been a point of contention. Additionally, large-scale projects like the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, which passes through Balochistan, have sparked protests among locals who argue that the economic benefits are minimal and come at the cost of increased military presence and displacement. The social fabric of the region is also deeply affected by these dynamics. The cultural and political suppression of the Baloch people has led to a pervasive sense of alienation. Ethnic identity, language, and historical narratives all contribute to the movement's call for independence or, at the very least, greater autonomy. A 2012 Gallup survey for DFID indicated that 37% of ethnic Baloch and 12% of Pashtuns favored complete independence, while a significant majority, 67% overall, with 79% among Baloch and 53% among Pashtuns, supported greater autonomy within Pakistan. These numbers, though indicative of mixed support, reflect the underlying desire for a more just and equitable sharing of resources and power. Key figures and groups have played central roles in this prolonged struggle. Prominent among them is Brahmadag Bukti, leader of the Baloch Republican Party based in Switzerland, who has been a vocal advocate for Baloch independence on the international stage. The legacy of Akbar Khan Bukti, the former governor of Balochistan whose death in 2006 became a rallying cry for the movement, continues to inspire many activists. Other notable figures include Hirbia Murray of the Free Balochistan movement, whose writings and activism have kept the struggle alive, and various factions of the BLA, which has been the most active militant group in recent years. The BLA, designated as a terrorist organization by Pakistan, the UK, the US, and the EU, has evolved in its tactics and capabilities, as demonstrated by the recent train hijack, which resulted in significant casualties and has once again raised the specter of renewed violence in the region. From an international perspective, the prospect of a free Balochistan remains a highly complex and contentious issue. No major power has officially supported Baloch independence, and the movement is largely seen as an internal matter within Pakistan. However, geopolitical interests complicate the situation. Balochistan's strategic location near the Strait of Hormuz and its integral role in projects like CPEC make it a point of interest for countries like China and the United States, both of which have their own strategic calculations regarding the stability of the region. Allegations of external support, sometimes cited in speeches and political rhetoric, further muddy the waters, though such claims remain unverified by official sources. Technically speaking, the dynamics of the insurgency in Balochistan involve both military and non-military dimensions. The Pakistani military has a formidable presence in the region, having suppressed previous insurrections through a combination of force and political maneuvering. The recent train hijack, however, has exposed vulnerabilities in security protocols and has underscored the need for more comprehensive counterinsurgency strategies. The operational details of the hijack, such as the use of the mountainous terrain and tunnels for tactical advantage, highlight the challenges faced by security forces in the rugged geography of Balochistan. For competitive exam aspirants, this topic covers several critical areas: the historical evolution of the Baloch independence movement, the economic and social factors fueling the conflict, the operational tactics of militant groups like the BLA, and the broader geopolitical implications of a potential shift in the region's status quo. The numerous conflicts that have erupted since 1948, ranging from the revolt led by Prince Abdul Karim to the more recent insurgencies involving the BLA and BRA, provide a rich tapestry of events that illustrate the enduring struggle for self-determination among the Baloch people. The cyclical nature of the conflict, marked by periods of intense violence followed by temporary ceasefires or surrenders, underscores the deep-seated grievances that continue to drive the movement. Looking ahead, the prospects for a free Balochistan remain uncertain. While the persistence of the insurgency, as evidenced by recent violent incidents like the train hijack, indicates that the desire for independence or greater autonomy is very much alive, several formidable obstacles stand in the way. The strength and determination of the Pakistani military, coupled with the lack of international recognition for Baloch independence, make the creation of a sovereign state highly unlikely in the near future. Moreover, internal divisions among various separatist groups weaken the overall coherence and effectiveness of the movement. Despite these challenges, the movement has managed to sustain itself over decades, buoyed by widespread public support in the region and a continuous narrative of economic injustice and cultural suppression. In conclusion, the question of whether there will be a free Balochistan is a multifaceted issue that encapsulates historical, economic, political, and international dimensions. The recent train hijack on 11th March 2025 serves as a stark reminder of the ongoing volatility in the region and the unresolved grievances of the Baloch people. While the prospects for full independence remain remote due to Pakistan's military strength, the persistent demand for greater autonomy reflects deep-rooted socio-economic disparities and historical injustices that continue to fuel the conflict. For competitive exam aspirants, it is vital to understand not only the factual details, such as key dates, figures, and events, but also the broader context and underlying causes that shape this enduring struggle. This comprehensive analysis provides a window into the complexities of regional conflicts and highlights the interplay of historical legacies, economic marginalization, and geopolitical interests in shaping the future of South Asia. Answer this question in comments. The correct answer will be given heart and pinned. Lastly, we just want to let you know that we are a newly emerging online platform for competitive exams. Creating educational explainer videos like these requires a lot of effort, money, and time. If you like these videos and want us to excel and create videos in all categories of competitive exams, then you can consider supporting us with a one-time donation through the Ko-fi platform and also by becoming a member through Patreon. This will help us create more such informative educational videos in the competitive exams space. So, one last time, subscribe and share this channel with all your friends who are preparing for competitive exams. And also, follow us on social media platforms. The links are given in the About section of the channel and also in the video description. So, see you in the next video.